the second episode of the podcast. Don't know what I'm going to call this, but this is the second episode. So today, I just kind of wanted to talk about life as a whole. And coming from someone who's 18 years old, I don't know much about relationships and much about the world, but I do have some views that I would like to share with everybody. So first off, what is the meaning of love to me? Well, love to me, brought up by one of my good friends, Christian, love is a sacrifice. And, love is a feeling, of course. But love, it's a two-way street. You get out what you put in. Something along those lines. I'm tired. But basically, you just have to put in the work and you get love in return. And love is built upon trust and communication and respect and, sacrifice and care and, all the things that create, romantic relationships or even just love in general. Of course, you have your family that you love. They're your immediate family, and no matter, what you do, they will always love you, and you will always love them. At least that's how I see it in my eyes, But I will always be there for my family and always protect my family because that's just what you do. And I had a very good conversation with my dad, actually, about, how teenagers always sort of see things in this short view, short-sighted. A lot of us teenagers think about, what will be the best result right now for me instead of waiting for the long-term goal. How would I phrase this? Let's just say, I don't know. This is probably a bad example, but let's say I'm going to pretend like I'm sick and I can't go to school. Why? Because I have a test that day and I didn't study for it the week before or the night before, and I crammed the night before and I don't feel prepared. And basically, you're oh shit, I can't take the test today. So you procrastinate and you wait at home, but turns out you can't take the test anymore. You can't remake it. So you tank your grade when you could have just gone in and taken it anyway, and maybe your grade would have moved up. Instead of bullshitting that you were sick. And yes, I do use colorful language. Just letting you guys know. But I don't know, it's just a way of processing things in the long term. For example, if you want to build a relationship with somebody, you're going to have to put in the work. And in the end, in the long term, you will start to see results which will benefit you greatly. So shout out to my dad for teaching me that. It's kind of changed my mindset on things a little bit because I'm stuck in that short-sighted, short-term mindset, But it's great because it's kind of great to figure things out through the lenses of your parents because they're so smart in so many more ways than just their profession, Same with my mom. My mom's a very smart woman. And she has a lot of advice to, offer. That will be another episode. We'll do that. That will be fun. But yeah, like, just for anyone who's listening out there, ask questions, be curious, and especially with your parents, ask a lot of questions about everything. Ask them about what they were like as teenagers, or what they were like, during high school or college, or, when was their first kiss, or what was their first job, or, like, ask them certain memories, or what their favorite artist is, or what music they like. Because, like, real shit right now, our parents are all gonna die at some point, right? Like, they're like, let's say, I would say 35 to 50, maybe even older. But truth is, they're getting old in the nicest way possible. And, we only have so much time with them. And so, to be honest, just put all the shit aside that you've had. If you have beef with your parents, put that shit aside and get over it. Because when they're on their deathbed, you're going to regret it for living a life where ignorance and, all that shit is built up inside of you, and you have chosen to choose yourself over your father or your mother or whoever. Get over the stupid shit. Like, it sucks. Yeah, shit sucks. Everyone has it. Everyone deals with it at one point or another. Just get over it, accept each other, and learn to love each other, man. Because, like, one day the clock's gonna tick. The time's gonna run out. And then it's gonna suck when you lose, your parent or someone who's close to you. Like, I lost my grandma 4 years ago, and she was like a mom to me. Like, she raised me just about the same amount as my parents did. And I was like 14 at the time. I'm 18 now. And I lost. Like, I have so many questions I want to ask her, but I can't since she's gone. And I didn't know any better at the time, of course, because I was young. But, like, she led me to, so many new things I discovered about myself in my later teenage years. Yeah, like, my grandma impacted me in so many ways. Like, she kind of led me to love the 1950s, the 40s, and the 60s. Because that was her time period, and she would tell me stories of how she would play hopscotch with her brothers. Or, she could walk to school from her house. Like, right behind her house was a school. And she would go there, and how she met my grandpa in high school in the late 60s. And, like, all of this was just so cool, because this was before, the time of social media. So you just had to know each other. So it was just kind of fascinating. And now, I dress like I'm from the 50s, or I wear rolled up jeans and Converse and leather jackets, and I love old music and, all that stuff. Sure, I love the modern stuff, but I gravitate towards that kind of 50s, 60s vibe, because it revives a otherwise dead sense of style and living. Sure, I don't drive yet, but that's a hurdle I'll jump later. And I'm not worried about it, because, I can go out and I could, say, schedule my appointment on Tuesday and go get it done. Yes, I could easily do that. Easily. But, laziness kicks in. And the only way to really beat it, it sounds easier said than done. I'm speaking from first-hand experience. The best way to combat laziness is just to get up and do the shit. Not determination, perseverance. Doing it, something again and again until it becomes habit or second nature. Like, for me, I don't play drums. I try to play drums every day. But Like, I can do quarter notes, eighth notes, triplets, 16th notes, 30 seconds. Like, I can do them in my sleep. You know, like, it's like a second nature to me. Because it's repetition. You just do it over and over again. Like if you're hitting the gym every day, you're getting up and you're going and you're just doing it every day. You're helping yourself. You know, you're doing it every day. Even on the days when you feel like shit, and you're like, I don't want to get up right now. You still do it anyway. You still fuck it. Because then, you know, you freaking do it, man. Because that's just, you persevere and you do it and you will see results. But, like, for me, I'm just too lazy to schedule it, you know? Like, I probably sound like a prick, but I have, you know, everything's kind of been handed to me. I mean, not exactly, but, like, you know, certain things, I don't know, I don't want to get into that because that's my personal life, and this is going to be on the internet, so, but, yeah, let's just say my family's well off. Like, we're good. Like, we have good money. And that's basically all I can go into. But I do have very supportive parents, and I have very supportive family members, which I dig, and I love and admire, because I know some people who don't, and it hurts my heart, because, you know, you just want to accept everybody for who they are, but, like, their family isn't willing to accept them for who they are, and that hurts. So excuse me. We will go into that in another episode too. And I'm sorry that it's been a while for this episode to drop. I'm recording it. It's like 2:30 in the morning right now. But school's been busy. I've had homework and things I need to study for, and family gatherings and school dances. I'm planning to go buy a plane ticket to go see a friend of mine next month, and she actually made me want to start a podcast. So if I have time, I might record a little something with her. Her podcast is called The Frog Mafia. THEPHROGMAFIA. It's on Spotify, and I don't know where else it is. I know that it's on Spotify though, so I might link it in the bio. But go check it out. She's very smart and very good. She's been doing it for quite some time. She just dropped a new episode, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. It's actually very cool. Go check it out. Link will be in the description. And yeah, I don't know, just life in general is a funny thing, because if you think about it, we have 80 years tops, or 100 years if we're lucky. And that means 80 summers, 80 winters, 80 springs, 80 falls. Like, that's just crazy to think how limited or how short our time is, you know, on this earth. And so, like, I think there must be an afterlife, because it wouldn't make sense if our conscious can think if it only exists in a vessel, like our bodies, for 80 years and doesn't go anywhere after that. Like, why would our brains only be in our bodies for like 80 years and not go anywhere else afterwards? It just doesn't add up. It just doesn't make sense. I don't like it's weird. Like, I believe in heaven, like, kind of like the afterlife. It's a very, like, watered down definition. Like, I believe that there's an afterlife, or like a spiritual plane. Like if you guys have ever seen Black Panther, like where like T'Challa goes into like the forests or some shit. His like family members are like panthers, and they kind of just walk around in a savanna. Like that's kind of cool, and it's like all like galaxy sky and everything. That's kind of cool. And so I kind of believe that there's like a plane, like an astral plane or something like that, or an ethereal plane or something like that, where we're all just there as our prime human forms. We're not old, we haven't aged, we're at our prime human forms just walking around. And sure, you can respect every religion as I do. I don't judge you based on what you believe. Some people are grown up to believe different things. Some people find their independence, or some people stray away from God and the thought of heaven, and some people don't see eye to eye with religion. And some people believe in, like, I don't know, like, different gods and multiple gods and Greek gods, and everyone has their own belief system. Some people believe in the devil. That's okay. I won't judge you. As long as you're cool, I'm cool with you, Yeah, it's just cool to figure out what people are all about, because there's 8 billion people on this planet. Like, I can only name, like, probably 50 of the people I know, which is wild, But that's the thing. People, like, you only meet a select few of people. And I've been kind of everywhere. I've been to Japan. I've been to Italy. I've been to London. Been to France. Been to Greece. Been to Florida. It's in America, but I've been around different places and just meet people from different walks of life. And it's so interesting because I'm from America, and one of the more popular states, and it's just bustling everywhere, hundreds of thousands of cars on the freeways and driving everywhere all the time. People, different styles, different fashions, different food, different cultures, all blended into like a mosh pit that we call Southern California, like LA area. It's very cool to see how the cultures blend together. And you get your oddballs, and you get the different kind of people that, like to dress funnier, or funky or stylish. But it's all cool because we gotta respect everybody. And some people don't respect other people. And that's kind of sad, because we should all respect everyone for their own choices. Even if we don't see eye to eye with their choices, we should just respect everyone. And I feel as a society, especially modern society, now as like the 2020s, 2010s, 90s, especially 2020s, respect has, 2010s, this era, 2000s, respect has been thrown out the window. Kids do not care what their parents say or what their grandparents say, and it kind of sucks. And I noticed that kids give an attitude a lot more than they should, which I get it, it's part of a teenage rebellion, Screw you, mom, screw you, dad. And it just kind of hurts, back from where I was starting. I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I'll be a little asshole, or I'll be a prick and say something that I shouldn't have said to somebody. But mostly around my teachers and my tutors and my mentors, and even my friends, I'm respectable. I'm very nice, I'm very courteous, I'm very kind. I sit there and I do my work and leave, which I think is a thing with, like, sorry, excuse me, with maturing. Like, I'm a senior in high school, and I see the sophomores in my class, in my PE class, and, they're loud and rowdy, and, you know, they don't change out, or they don't follow the rules, or they're obnoxious. It's like the thing, like they don't grow up. You know, and the people who say, oh, I grew up too early. No, you didn't. You know, I see you at school. You know, you act like a complete goofball. You did not grow up early. In fact, you're still growing. Everyone's still growing, you know. And my stepdad gave me this word of advice. He's like, when I was at school, all I would do was sit there, be quiet, do my work, get my shit done, and go home. I did not want to be there, did not want to talk to anybody, which, I mean, because he was only there for his senior year. But, like, the thing is, like, you just go there and get it done. Like, last year I was very obnoxious and I was very loud, but this year I'm just kind of silent. I do my own thing. I don't get involved in the drama. And I kind of just, you know, do my own thing, while everyone around me is very chatty and talkative. It's not that I don't have friends. I have people who I can talk to, but I just get it done and I want to go home. You know, I don't care what I have to do. I just want to do it and get done with it, so I can just go home and sit on my ass or do any, like, remaining homework that I have, which isn't a bad thing. You know, it's not bad at all. Life is so bad and dude, like, that song, Off the Wall. Go listen to Off the Wall by Michael Jackson and pull up the studio tracks, like the isolated tracks. That song is so well produced. Shout out to Chris Lipe. He does, like, studio tracks and analysis. Go find his stuff on Michael Jackson and go find it and listen to it. It's amazing how much work was put into those songs by Quincy Jones, Michael, and all the other instrument people and drummers and percussionists that worked on that song, or just all the Michael songs. Amazing. So, yeah, this is a bit longer than the previous episode, but I have more to talk about this time, and I'll probably write a few ideas, or do, like, maybe I'll do a live stream or a video podcast one time where I sit down and just talk. So, yeah, this is actually, you know what we're going to call this podcast? We're going to call it The Interview. So, and that's our title. So, this has been The Interview, episode 2. I'm your host, Banks Brown. And thank you for listening. Good night.